8/80ths rule. Like the strict rules of Fight Club, the 8/80ths rule sets clear boundaries for work package sizes. Not too small, not too large. PM Barcade. Similar to a fighter's handbook, providing tested strategies and techniques for managing projects effectively. Abusive manner. Comparable to the destructive and harmful behaviors displayed in Fight Club, which are ultimately counterproductive. Acceptance. This mirrors the acceptance of the inevitable pain and injuries in Fight Club as a part of the experience, similar to accepting small risks in a project. Acceptance test-driven development. Like planning each fight move in advance, this approach involves preparing tests before coding to ensure the end result meets the initial plan. Acknowledgement. It's like nodding to acknowledge a fellow Fight Club member, without necessarily agreeing with their actions or methods. Active listening. Comparable to a fighter analyzing their opponent's moves and strategy, ensuring they fully understand to plan their next move. Active observation. This is like the Fight Club leader observing fights to understand fighters' strengths and weaknesses. Active problem solving. Similar to a fighter quickly identifying and exploiting an opponent's weakness to gain an advantage. Activity list. This can be likened to a fight itinerary, listing all the planned matches and their details. Activity network diagram. Similar to a flowchart of fights, showing who fights whom and the sequence of events in Fight Club. Actual cost. Like tallying up the actual costs of Fight Club's activities, including medical supplies and other necessities. Adaptive life cycle. Comparable to the evolving nature of Fight Club, adapting to new members and challenges. Adjourning. Like the end of a Fight Club meeting, where members disband and return to their normal lives. Affinity diagram. Similar to organizing different fighting techniques or fighters into categories for better strategy planning. Agile project management resembles the flexible and responsive nature of Fight Club, constantly adapting to new members or situations. Agile risk. Like an unpredictable new fighter joining the club, posing a potential threat to the existing order. Alternative analysis. Similar to considering different fighting strategies to find the most effective one. Ambiguity risks. Like the uncertain outcomes of a new fighter's first match, unpredictable and unclear. Analogous estimating. Like estimating a new fighter's performance based on past fighters with similar attributes. Communication barrier. Comparable to the challenge of communicating in the loud, chaotic environment of Fight Club. Conflict of interest. Like a situation where a Fight Club leader might have to fight a close friend, posing a dilemma between personal and club interests. Control chart. Similar to tracking a fighter's performance over time, noting variations and consistency. Control quality. Like ensuring each fight adheres to the club's rules and standards, maintaining the integrity of the club. Control threshold. Like the unspoken rules in Fight Club that dictate when a fight goes too far, triggering intervention. Cost aggregation. Similar to how the costs of Fight Club are aligned with each fight night. Cost baseline. Comparable to a Fight Club's budget for each event, projecting costs versus the fights completed. Cost change control system. Like assessing how adding a new type of fight or changing rules impacts the overall costs of running the Fight Club. Cost management plan. Planning and monitoring Fight Club expenses, similar to managing project costs. Cost of quality. The costs associated with maintaining the Fight Club's reputation and member satisfaction. Cost performance index. Like evaluating Fight Club's financial performance based on the value of fights held versus the costs incurred. Crashing. Accelerating Fight Club event planning by adding more resources, similar to compressing a project schedule. Critical path. The sequence of crucial fights that determine the overall duration of a Fight Club tournament. Cross-functional teams. In Fight Club, members from various backgrounds come together, each contributing unique skills to the club. Daily scrum. Comparable to a brief daily meeting in Fight Club to update on fighters' conditions and upcoming matches. Data precision. In Fight Club, this would involve accurately assessing the risks and strengths of each fighter. Decision tree. Like Fight Club strategies planned out based on potential outcomes of each fight. Dynamic systems development method. The way Fight Club might evolve its rules and structure over time, adapting to new members and challenges. Early finisher start. The earliest a fighter can finish their training or start their first fight. Earned value. Evaluating what Fight Club has achieved against its planned objectives. Effective listening. Key for a Fight Club leader to understand and respond to the needs and feedback of club members. Enhancing. Like a fighter training, to increase the likelihood of winning. Enterprise environmental factors. The external and internal factors that could affect the running of Fight Club, like local laws or club culture. Estimate at completion. Predicting the total cost of running Fight Club based on current spending and future plans. Expected monetary value. Calculating the financial risks associated with hosting a Fight Club event. Explicit knowledge. The documented rules and techniques of Fight Club that can be easily shared and understood. External dependencies. Relying on external factors for Fight Club, like vendor deliveries for supplies. Extreme programming. If Fight Club were a software project, XP would be like having fighters pair up for training to improve skills quickly. Fast tracking, overlapping different training sessions or fight preparations to speed up the process, similar to project schedule compression. Feature-driven development, organizing Fight Club events and training in a structured, feature-driven manner. Fibonacci sequence, used in Fight Club for estimating the complexity of organizing fights or events. 5 levels of conflict, the escalating stages of disputes in Fight Club, from simple disagreements to major confrontations. 5 whys, analyzing root causes of problems in Fight Club, like why a particular fight didn't go as planned. Fixed costs, the consistent expenses of running Fight Club, such as rent for the space or basic medical supplies. Fixed price contracts, like a set fee for participating in Fight Club, regardless of the number or intensity of fights. Fixed price incentive fee, similar to offering fighters extra rewards for exceptional performance in the ring. Flowchart, comparable to a diagram showing the hierarchy and rules of Fight Club, from recruitment to fight rules. Focus groups, like gathering key members of Fight Club to discuss and refine the club's rules and events. Follow the sun approach, in a global Fight Club network, passing tasks across different time zones to keep operations running around the clock. Force majeure, events like police raids or venue issues that could unexpectedly disrupt Fight Club activities. Forming, the initial phase of forming a Fight Club, where members learn their roles and the club's dynamics. Fragnet, a section of the Fight Club's plan focusing on a specific aspect, like security or medical assistance. Free float, the leeway in scheduling a fighter's training without affecting the schedule of their upcoming fights. Functional analysis, analyzing the different aspects of Fight Club, like training, match scheduling, and member management. Functional structure, Fight Club divided into departments such as recruitment, event organization, and member management. Funding limit, the budget allocated for each Fight Club event or series of events. Funding limit reconciliation, balancing the Fight Club's expenses with its available funds over time. Future value, calculating the long-term value of Fight Club, considering its growth and potential expansion. General management skills, skills needed to run Fight Club effectively, including organizing events, managing members, and handling finances. Governance framework, the set of rules and guidelines that dictate how Fight Club operates and how decisions are made. Green zones and red zones, attributes of Fight Club members that positively or negatively affect the club's performance. Guilt-based power, using guilt to motivate members to participate or comply with the rules of Fight Club. Halo effect, the tendency to judge a fighter's skill based on their reputation or unrelated traits. Hard logic, the mandatory sequence of events in Fight Club, such as training before participating in a fight. Hertzberg's theory of motivation, applying this theory to understand what motivates members to join and stay in Fight Club. Hierarchical organizational chart, a chart showing the hierarchy within Fight Club, from the leader down to the newest members. Hybrid life cycle, Fight Club using a mix of structured event planning and spontaneous, adaptive fight arrangements. Increment, each fight night or event in Fight Club being a completed, functional part of the overall club experience. Incremental life cycle, Fight Club evolving over time through a series of events and changes. Independent estimates, outside experts assessing the cost or feasibility of running a Fight Club. Indirect costs, ongoing expenses for running Fight Club, like rent for the space or utilities. Industrial work, the physical labor involved in setting up and running a Fight Club event. Influence diagram, a chart showing the factors that influence Fight Club success, like member recruitment and public perception. Influence impact grid, mapping Fight Club members based on their influence over club activities and their impact on its success. Information presentation tools, tools used to display Fight Club's status, such as member rosters or event schedules. Information radiator, a central board or system displaying Fight Club's current status, upcoming events, and member updates. Information retrieval system, a system for storing and quickly accessing information about Fight Club, like past event records or member details. Informational power, the control over information distribution within Fight Club, such as fight results or membership details. Ingratiating power, gaining favor in Fight Club through flattery or building relationships with key members. Integrated change control, managing changes in Fight Club, such as new rules or event formats, and assessing their impact. Interactional leadership, a Fight Club leader displaying a mix of transactional, transformational, and charismatic traits. Interactive communication, two-way communication in Fight Club, like meetings or discussions about club direction and events. Internal dependencies, how different aspects of Fight Club depend on each other, like training schedules depending on fight dates. Internal, QA, ensuring the quality of Fight Club's internal processes, like member training and event organization. International and political environment, the impact of local and international laws, languages, and time zones on the operation of global Fight Club chapters. Interpersonal skills. Skills needed to effectively manage the diverse personalities and dynamics within Fight Club. Interviews. Collecting information from potential or existing Fight Club members to understand their needs and motivations. Inverted iron triangle of project management. Applying this concept to Fight Club, focusing on fixed cost and schedule with an adaptable scope of activities. Invest. Ensuring Fight Club events and activities are well-defined, valuable, and manageable. Invitation for bid. Seeking proposals for supplies or services needed for Fight Club, like medical equipment or venue rental. Iron triangle of project management. Balancing the time, cost, and scope of running Fight Club to ensure its success. I-shaped and T-shaped people. Members with deep expertise in one aspect of Fight Club or those with cross-functional skills. Ishikawa diagrams. Using cause and effect diagrams to identify root causes of issues in Fight Club, like low attendance or member disputes. ISO. Applying international standards to aspects of Fight Club, like safety protocols. Issue. Addressing problems that arise in Fight Club, like conflicts between members or logistical challenges. Issue log. Keeping a record of issues that have occurred in Fight Club and how they were resolved. Iteration. Each cycle of Fight Club activities, like a series of training sessions or a set of fights. Iterative life cycle. Continuously improving and evolving Fight Club through repeated cycles of planning, execution, and review. Kaizen. Implementing continuous small improvements in Fight Club for greater efficiency and member satisfaction. Kanban. Using a visual board to manage Fight Club activities from planning to execution. Key stakeholder. Influential members or supporters of Fight Club whose decisions and actions significantly impact its operations. Knowledge work. The strategic and planning aspects of running Fight Club, which require intellectual effort and are hard to quantify. Known unknown. Anticipating potential issues in Fight Club, like fluctuating membership numbers or venue availability, without knowing when they might occur. Lag time. The delay between different activities in Fight Club, like time between training sessions and actual fights. Lagging metrics. Evaluating Fight Club's past activities and outcomes to assess its performance. Laissez-faire leadership. A hands-off approach in Fight Club, allowing members autonomy in their training and participation. Late finish start. The latest possible dates for Fight Club events or activities to take place without impacting the overall schedule. Law of triviality. The tendency to focus more on minor details of Fight Club, like uniform design, rather than on key issues like member safety. Lead time. The total duration from planning a Fight Club event to its actual execution. Leadership. Guiding and motivating Fight Club members to participate effectively and safely in events. Leading metrics. Indicators used to predict future trends in Fight Club, like member engagement or event success. Leading stakeholder status. Members who are highly supportive and actively contribute to the success of Fight Club. Lean. Implementing efficient practices in Fight Club to reduce waste and maximize member satisfaction. Lean product development. Applying lean principles to the development of new Fight Club events or training programs. Learning curve. The concept that the more Fight Club is run, the more efficient and effective its organization and events become. Lessons learned. Documenting successes and failures from Fight Club events to improve future planning and execution. Letter contract. A temporary agreement for urgent Fight Club needs, like emergency medical services, pending a final contract. Letter of intent. An indication of intent to form a contractual relationship for Fight Club needs, like securing a new venue. Low priority risk watch list. Monitoring low priority risks in Fight Club, like minor equipment malfunctions. Low tech and high touch. Using simple, straightforward solutions for managing Fight Club, focusing on human interaction and communication. Majority. Decision-making in Fight Club based on the majority opinion of key members. Make or buy decision. Deciding whether to internally manage all aspects of Fight Club or outsource certain services, like first aid. Management. Utilizing organizational skills and authority to administer and control various aspects of Fight Club. Management reserve. Like a contingency fund in Fight Club for unexpected costs such as venue changes or additional security needs. Mandatory dependencies. The natural order of events in Fight Club, like needing to recruit members before organizing fights. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Similar to the progression of a fighter's needs in Fight Club, from safety to self-actualization through fighting. Mathematical model. Using data and statistics to predict the success of Fight Club events, much like project selection methods. Matrix diagram. A table mapping relationships and strengths within Fight Club, like member skills versus fight roles. McClellan's theory of needs. The drive of Fight Club members could be analyzed in terms of their need for achievement, affiliation, and power. McGregor's theory of X and Y. Applying this theory to Fight Club leadership styles, whether they view members as self-motivated or needing strict control. Media selection. Choosing the most effective way to communicate within Fight Club, like social media, flyers, or word of mouth. Meeting management. Effectively leading Fight Club meetings to plan events, resolve issues, or share information. Milestone. Significant events in Fight Club's timeline, such as the first fight or the opening of a new location. Milestone list. A detailed list of key events and dates in the history and future planning of Fight Club. Mind mapping. Creating a visual map of Fight Club strategies, member connections, or event planning ideas. Mitigation. Strategies to reduce the likelihood or impact of risks in Fight Club, like injuries or legal issues. Monte Carlo analysis. Using simulation to predict a range of possible outcomes for Fight Club events based on different scenarios. Multi-criteria decision analysis. Evaluating potential new members or fight formats based on various criteria important to Fight Club. Multi-divisional structure. Fight Club organized into different divisions, each with its own focus, like recruitment, event planning, or member training. Murder board. A critical group assessing the viability of new Fight Club locations or event ideas. Negative stakeholder status. Individuals or groups who oppose the existence or activities of Fight Club. Net present value. Calculating the long-term financial viability of Fight Club, considering all incoming and outgoing funds over time. Neutral stakeholder status. People or groups indifferent to the success or failure of Fight Club. Noise. Disruptions that hinder communication within Fight Club, like external interference or misunderstandings. Nominal group technique. Idea generation method where Fight Club members individually contribute ideas before discussing them as a group. Project business case. A document justifying the financial and strategic reasons for starting or continuing Fight Club. Project calendars. Scheduling tools for planning when Fight Club events and activities will occur. Project charter. A document that formally authorizes the start of Fight Club, defining its initial structure and objectives. Project constraint. Limitations that the leader of Fight Club faces, like budget, legal restrictions, or resource availability. Project cycle time. The total time from the inception of Fight Club to the completion of its planned objectives. Project environment. The physical and cultural setting where Fight Club operates, influencing its dynamics and activities. Project float. The amount of time Fight Club activities can be delayed without affecting the overall timeline expected by members. Project lifecycle. The different phases Fight Club goes through, unique to its structure and activities, from formation to operation. Project Management Institute. A global organization that could, in this analogy, offer guidelines and best practices for running an organization like Fight Club. Project Management Office. A centralized entity within Fight Club, overseeing all its projects and providing support services. Project Management Plan. A document that outlines how Fight Club will be planned, executed, controlled, and closed. Project Management Professional. A certification that the leader of Fight Club might have, demonstrating expertise in project management. Project Management Risks. The risks associated with managing Fight Club, like coordination failures or resource mismanagement. Project Manager. The individual leading Fight Club, responsible for managing resources and achieving the club's objectives. Project Network Diagram. A visualization showing the flow of activities and relationships within Fight Club, like event planning and member recruitment. Project Objectives. Measurable goals that determine the success of Fight Club, like member retention rates or the number of events held. Project Portfolio Management. Balancing various aspects of Fight Club in terms of priority, risk, and return on investment. Project Presentations. Techniques for informing Fight Club members and stakeholders about the status and progress of the club. Project Records. All communications within Fight Club, including emails, memos, and letters between members and leaders. Project Reports. Formal updates on the activities, status, and conditions of Fight Club. Project Requirements. The demands of members, regulatory bodies, and organizational goals that Fight Club must meet. Project Scope. The work required to achieve Fight Club's objectives, including organizing events and managing members. Project Scope Management Plan. A plan that controls the definition, validation, and management of the scope of Fight Club. Project Variance. The difference between Fight Club's budget at completion and its actual costs. Project-oriented structure. An organizational structure where Fight Club assigns a team to a project for its entire life cycle. Proposal. A document from a potential vendor to Fight Club, detailing their skills, reputation, and ideas for collaboration. Pull communication. Information about Fight Club accessible from a central repository, like a website or an online forum, at members' discretion. Punitive or coercive power. The authority of Fight Club's leader to discipline members or enforce rules. Purchase order. A form used by Fight Club to approve purchases from vendors, like equipment or supplies. Pure risks. Risks in Fight Club with only negative outcomes, such as injuries or legal troubles. Push communication. Information sent directly to Fight Club members, like newsletters or announcements, without requiring their acknowledgement. Qualitative risk analysis. The process of prioritizing identified risks in Fight Club based on their likelihood and impact. Quality. The degree to which Fight Club's activities and events meet the requirements and expectations of its members. Quality assurance. Processes in Fight Club that define the quality system and policies, ensuring events meet certain standards. Quality baseline. Documents outlining Fight Club's quality objectives and metrics for acceptance. Quality control. Activities in Fight Club to inspect and verify the quality of events and member experiences. Quality management plan. A plan that defines Fight Club's approach to achieving and measuring quality in its activities. Quality metrics. Specific measures in Fight Club that define targets for project quality and performance. Quality planning. The process of identifying relevant quality standards for Fight Club and determining how to adhere to them. Quantitative risk analysis. Numerically assessing the probability and impact of risks on Fight Club. Quarterly cycle. A timed release cycle for new Fight Club events or initiatives, as seen in XP projects. Quotation. A price proposal from a vendor to Fight Club for products or services. RASI chart. A matrix in Fight Club showing who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for each task or decision. RAG rating. A red, amber, green scale used in Fight Club to assess the probability, impact, and score of different risks. Receiver. The person in Fight Club who receives and interprets a communicated message, like a member receiving a newsletter. Red-green refactor. A software development method that could be analogous to planning, executing, and refining Fight Club events. Refactoring. Continuously improving the structure and organization of Fight Club to make it more efficient and effective. Referent power. The influence based on respect and positive experiences, like a respected Fight Club leader or member. Refinement. The process of updating Fight Club's work breakdown structure to reflect new insights or changes. Regression analysis. A method used in Fight Club to predict future trends, like member participation rates or the success of different event types, based on past data. Release burndown. A chart used in Fight Club to track the progress of releasing new initiatives or completing a series of events. Request for proposal. A document issued by Fight Club asking for detailed proposals for services or products needed, like new training equipment. Request for quote. A request from Fight Club for vendors to provide price quotes for specific products or services. Requirements documentation. Detailed descriptions of what Fight Club members and stakeholders expect from the club, such as event types or member benefits. Requirements management plan. Defines how changes to Fight Club's requirements will be managed and controlled. Requirements traceability matrix. A table mapping each requirement for Fight Club to elements of its completion, ensuring all needs are met. Reserve analysis. Analyzing the cost reserve set aside for unexpected developments or unknowns in Fight Club. Residual risks. Risks that remain after Fight Club has implemented its risk response strategies. Resistant stakeholder status. A status for stakeholders who oppose Fight Club and its changes, potentially impacting its operations. Resource breakdown structure. A hierarchical breakdown of resources by type used in Fight Club, like personnel, equipment, and facilities. Resource calendars. Calendars showing the availability of resources for Fight Club, such as trainers, venues, and medical staff. Resource management plan. A plan defining how resources will be acquired, trained, and rewarded in Fight Club, ensuring safety and efficiency. Resource leveling heuristic. Adjusting the Fight Club schedule to ensure no resource, like trainers or venues, is overused or underutilized. Responsibility. Assigning specific tasks within Fight Club, such as member recruitment or event organization. Responsibility assignment matrix. A chart showing which Fight Club members are responsible for specific tasks or roles. Return on investment. The financial or non-financial returns Fight Club gains, compared to the resources and efforts invested in it. Reward power. The authority of the Fight Club leader to give rewards or recognition to members for their achievements or contributions. Rewards and recognition system. A system within Fight Club to acknowledge and reward members for exceptional performance or dedication. Risk. The potential for unpredictable events that could affect Fight Club positively or negatively. Risk identification. The process of systematically identifying potential risks that could impact Fight Club. Risk management plan. A plan defining how Fight Club will identify, analyze, respond to, and monitor risks. Risk owners. Individuals in Fight Club responsible for monitoring and managing specific risks. Risk register. A centralized record of all identified risks in Fight Club, including their characteristics and potential impact. Risk report. An overview report of the overall risks in Fight Club and summaries of individual risks. Risk response audit. Evaluating the effectiveness of the responses to risks that have been implemented in Fight Club. Risk response plan, outlining specific strategies for dealing with both positive and negative risks in Fight Club. Risk responsibilities. The level of ownership an individual or entity within Fight Club has over managing specific risks. Risk score, a measure calculated for each identified risk in Fight Club based on its probability and impact. Risk-adjusted backlog, prioritizing tasks or events in Fight Club based on the risk score associated with each. Risk-related contractual agreements, contracts that are specifically created to transfer certain risks associated with running Fight Club. Role, specific responsibilities and duties assigned to a person within Fight Club, like a trainer or event coordinator. Rolling wave planning, planning for upcoming Fight Club events in detail while keeping a high-level plan for future activities. Root cause identification, the process of finding the underlying reasons for risks or issues in Fight Club. Rough order of magnitude, an initial estimate for a new Fight Club project or event with a wide range of variants. Round robin, a brainstorming method where Fight Club members sequentially contribute ideas for improvements or new events. Rule of 7, a rule in quality control, analogous to identifying when a series of Fight Club events indicate a larger issue or trend. Rules of the project, the agreed-upon norms and guidelines for collaboration and work within Fight Club. Run chart, a chart that could be used in Fight Club to track trends over time, like attendance or injury rates. Scatter diagram, a tool to track the relationship between two variables in Fight Club, like member satisfaction versus event frequency. Schedule baseline, the planned timeline for Fight Club events and milestones, against which actual progress is measured. Schedule management plan, details how Fight Club schedule will be created, estimated, controlled, and managed. Schedule milestones, key dates defined by Fight Club for completing certain phases or major events. Schedule performance index, a metric measuring Fight Club's schedule performance, calculated as earned value divided by planned value. Schedule variance, the difference between what has been accomplished in Fight Club and what was planned in terms of schedule. Scope baseline includes Fight Club's scope statement, work breakdown structure, and WBS dictionary, outlining what will be done. Scope creep, gradual changes or continuous growth in Fight Club's project scope without proper approval. Scope validation, formal inspection and acceptance of Fight Club's deliverables, ensuring they meet the agreed-upon scope. Secondary risk, new risks that arise as a direct result of implementing a response to another risk in Fight Club. Scoring models, using common values to evaluate and select new projects or initiatives for Fight Club. Screening system, a tool for filtering out non-qualifying vendors or partners for Fight Club's needs. Scrum, an agile method that could be used for planning and executing iterative work and review cycles in Fight Club. Scrum Master, a role in Fight Club that would facilitate the team, remove obstacles, and coach members in Scrum practices. Scrum of Scrums, a meeting of representatives from multiple Scrum teams in a large-scale Fight Club operation. Scrum Team, comprising a product owner, Scrum Master, and development team within Fight Club for managing specific projects. Secondary risks, new risks that emerge as a result of implementing a response to an existing risk in Fight Club. Self-awareness, an emotional intelligence aspect important for members and leaders in Fight Club, involving self-confidence and emotional assessment. Self-management, the ability of members in Fight Club to control their behavior, adapt to changes, and maintain motivation. Seller rating systems used by Fight Club to evaluate vendors based on their past performance and adherence to contracts. Sender, the person in Fight Club initiating a communication, such as an announcement or a strategy discussion. Sender-receiver models, frameworks for understanding the flow of communication in Fight Club, including potential barriers. Sensitivity analysis, a quantitative tool used in Fight Club to assess how different risks might impact the project. Servant leadership, a leadership style in Fight Club where the leader prioritizes the needs of the team and provides opportunities for their growth. 7 basic quality tools, tools that could be employed in Fight Club for quality planning and control. Diagrams, charts, and check sheets. Shared understanding, common goals, and approaches among Fight Club members, especially important in an XP project setting. Sharing, a risk response in Fight Club that involves sharing the benefits of positive risks with others involved in the project. Shuhare, stages of skill mastery in Fight Club, from following rules to transcending best practices. Single source, choosing a specific vendor for Fight Club based on the specific needs of a project. Situational power, power that arises from specific situations within Fight Club, such as the authority to make decisions during a crisis. Smoothing, a conflict resolution method in Fight Club that minimizes the perception of a problem temporarily, seeking to find common ground. Social awareness, the ability to empathize and understand the emotions of others in the environment of Fight Club. Social skills, skills for influencing, inspiring, leading, and collaborating effectively with others in Fight Club. Story point sizing. Estimating the relative complexity of tasks in Fight Club, like organizing different types of events or member training sessions. Strong matrix structure. In Fight Club, this would mean the project manager has more authority than functional managers, centralizing decision-making. Style. The communication approach in Fight Club, which would vary depending on the audience and message content. Subnet. A section of Fight Club's overall plan, dedicated to outsourced work or smaller, independent projects. Sub-projects. Smaller initiatives or events within the larger scope of Fight Club. Sunk costs. Money already spent in the course of running Fight Club, such as on equipment or venue rentals. Supportive stakeholder status. Stakeholders who are aware of and hopeful for the success of Fight Club. SWOT analysis. An examination of Fight Club's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. System metaphor. An XP approach that could describe Fight Club's operational structure and naming conventions. System or process flowcharts. Charts illustrating the process flow through Fight Club systems, like member recruitment or event planning. Systems analysis. Studying the components of Fight Club and their relationships, such as membership management and event coordination. Systems engineering. Balancing the scope of Fight Club with time and cost considerations to design effective systems for operation. Tacit knowledge. Knowledge gained from experience in running Fight Club, which is hard to express but crucial for its success. Team facilitator. A role in Fight Club that supports the team and ensures adherence to rules and agile practices. Team space. A dedicated area for Fight Club members to collaborate, plan, and train together. Technical debt. The accumulated need for maintenance or improvement in Fight Club due to earlier shortcuts or lack of upkeep. Technical, quality, or performance risks. Risks in Fight Club arising from new training techniques, quality of events, or performance standards. TCOP. A method of risk identification in Fight Club examining technical, environmental, commercial, operational, and political factors. Template. A pre-populated form or previously used project plan adapted for current use in Fight Club. Terms of reference. A document defining the obligations and work specifics for vendors or partners involved with Fight Club. Three amigos. In Fight Club, this could represent roles contributing to development and testing, members, trainers, and coordinators. 3 C's of user stories. Writing user stories in Fight Club with card, conversation, and confirmation. 3-point estimate. An estimating technique in Fight Club using optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic values for planning events or initiatives. Time and materials contract. A contract type used in Fight Club, where vendors are paid for the time spent and materials used, with a not-to-exceed clause. Time reporting system. A system in Fight Club for recording the time taken for various activities, such as event planning or training sessions. To complete performance index. A metric forecasting the likelihood of achieving Fight Club's goals based on current performance. Total float. The maximum delay allowed for an activity in Fight Club without affecting the overall project completion. Transactional leadership. Leadership style in Fight Club focused on specific goals, rewards for achievements, and management by exception. Transference. A strategy in Fight Club for transferring the ownership of certain risks to another party, often involving insurance or contracts. Transformational leadership. A leadership style in Fight Club that inspires and motivates members towards goals and empowers them. Triple constraints of project management. Balancing the scope, time, and cost in managing Fight Club to ensure its success. Tree diagram. A tool used in Fight Club to show hierarchies or decomposition in solutions, team structures, or organizational breakdowns. Trend analysis. Using past results in Fight Club, like attendance or injury rates, to forecast future performance and trends. T-shirt sizing. A method of sizing tasks or events in Fight Club using T-shirt size labels to denote complexity. Unanimity. A group decision-making method in Fight Club requiring total agreement from all members or key stakeholders. Unaware stakeholder status. Stakeholders who are unaware of Fight Club and its impacts on the community or environment. User story. A tool in Fight Club's Scrum process describing a role's functional use and value gained, like a member's experience in an event. Value analysis. Examining the functions of Fight Club's product against the costs involved. Value engineering. Balancing quality and budget in Fight Club to achieve acceptable performance of events and member experiences. Value stream. In Fight Club, this would focus on actions that create value from start to finish, like member recruitment to event execution. Variability risks. Risks in Fight Club based on variations in factors like production of materials or weather conditions affecting outdoor events. Variable costs. Costs in Fight Club that vary depending on the conditions, like the number of events or members. Variance. The difference between what was expected and what actually occurs in Fight Club, such as in budget or member participation. Variance at completion. A forecast in Fight Club of the variance between the budget at completion and the estimated actual cost. Velocity, the rate at which Fight Club completes tasks or user stories within a sprint or cycle. Virtual structure, utilizing a network for communication and interaction across Fight Club groups or locations. Vision statement, a statement defining the goals and purpose of Fight Club, guiding its direction and decisions. Visual signal, in Fight Club's Kanban system, a tool indicating the progress of work items, such as event planning or member recruitment. Vroom's expectancy theory, applying this theory to Fight Club, behavior is based on the expected outcome of actions, like participation in events. VUCA, examining the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity in identifying risks for Fight Club. WBS Dictionary, a companion document to the work breakdown structure in Fight Club, defining the elements and details of the WBS. WBS template, a pre-populated work breakdown structure for use in similar projects or events within Fight Club. Weak matrix structure. In Fight Club, this would be an organizational structure where functional managers have more power than the project manager. Weekly cycle, an XP project iteration in Fight Club for completing backlog items within a week. Weighting system, a method used in Fight Club to remove bias in vendor selection by assigning values to different aspects of proposals. Withdrawal, a conflict resolution method in Fight Club involving stepping back from an argument or dispute temporarily. Work breakdown structure, a hierarchical decomposition of Fight Club's scope into manageable sections or tasks. Work package, the smallest unit in Fight Club's WBS, defining specific tasks or activities. Work performance data, raw data collected in Fight Club, like observations and measurements during events or training sessions. Work performance information, analyze data in Fight Club aiding in decision-making, such as trends in member participation or event success. Work performance reports, reports communicating the status of Fight Club through various formats, detailing progress, issues, and achievements. Work in progress, the amount of work items allowed in a workflow stage in Fight Club, such as planning or execution phases. XP coach, a role in Fight Club guiding the team in XP methods, overseeing work and suggesting improvements. XP customer or product owner, represents business interests in Fight Club, prioritizes requirements, and writes user stories for the club experience. XP doomsayer, a role in Fight Club, monitoring risks, issues, and potential threats to the project. XP gold owner, the sponsor or funding source for Fight Club, typically the one who supports the club financially. XP manager, delivers Fight Club projects as promised, communicates status, and plans releases. XP programmer, develops solutions and strategies in Fight Club, conducts unit testing and task derivation. XP tester, conducts functional tests on Fight Club strategies and documents the results. XP tracker, tracks work assignments in Fight Club and reports on the progress of the project.